Anevarukkum vanakkam. Good afternoon. Welcome everyone to this very special evening. On behalf of the family, thank you to friends and family for coming today to Vasaki's Arankedam. Vasaki has been diligently preparing for this important event, and we're all happy to have everyone join us today. Thank you to Sanjay uncle, Vasaki's guru, for all the hard work and joining us here today. Thank you also to Ramakrishnan uncle for playing Mridangam for tonight's event. Ramakrishnan uncle has been my Mridangam guru as well, and I'm beyond delighted to have him and Padmanti come all the way from Florida to join us today for this very special event. Playing Kadam today, we have Varanan, and we want to thank him for all his commitment and even coming down to Florida for practice. Joining us today as a chief guest, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Kanatavi Mitradeva. We're also delighted to welcome Tirumali Alvarez Sivapalan Roshan, Vasaki's first violin teacher from when we lived in Canada. Hosting the event tonight as Master of Ceremony is Krishna Kumar Venkataraman. Krishna Kumar Venkataraman has been involved in the Indian classical arts since a very young age. Besides learning vocal music and the Carnatic flute, his first and true love has remained Bharatanatyam. KK, as he is known, began learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 8 from Padma Bhushan awardees Natyacharya Ranjans. He moved to the US in 1995, where he met his wife, Sivakami Bhavananandan, also a dancer. The husband and wife duo have performed at numerous venues around the United States. They also run a dance school called Bharata Kalapana, School of Indian Culture and Fine Arts. Besides teaching, KK also MCs Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, and now violin programs. Outside of the art world, KK is an engineer and works in the field of power generation. Everyone please give a kind and warm welcome to KK uncle. Thank you.
Today's program is going to follow the format of a typical Carnatic Kacheri or concert. This Kacheri format has been set in place by Sri Ariyapudi Ramanuja Iyengar back in the early 1900s and is still largely followed with some innovations that have been introduced. We will be following a more classical format of the Kacheri. And so we will start with a Varna. The Varna is a piece of music that children learn early in their education and is used almost as a warm-up for the artist and to show their skills in the Varnam to the audience. In this piece, you will see Vasaki play the Pallavi and the Anupallavi and the Chittasaram first at a slower speed, then at a speed that's double that slower speed before she moves on to the Charan. So we will start the program with a Varna in Ragam Amsatvani, Aditaram, and it was composed by Manambuchavadi Venkata Subbaiah. Varna. deities. And the first deity in any typical Indian show that we propitiate is Vinayaka. And the next piece is Sri Vignarajam Bhaje. Sri Vignarajam Bhaje is going to be in Ragam Gambhira Natte. It is in Talam Kandachapam. And one of the unique things about Indian classical music is the wide variety of rhythms that songs are composed to. And today you will see different rhythms, and I will try to explain some of these rhythms to you. You will actually feel the rhythm of the song as you hear it. Kandachapam is a song that is in a 5-beat, but actually carries that rhythm throughout, and it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you will feel that same rhythm going throughout the song. And this piece was composed by Uttakadu Venkata Subbaiah, Sri Vignarajam Bhaje. The next piece that you're going to see is Akhilandeshwari. This piece is in Ragam Vijavanti. Aditalam is a simple 8-beat talam, which is, in fact, if you look at most Western music, it is set to Aditalam. If you want to ascribe a talam to it, that is a typical talam that is set to. And it was, of course, composed by Sri Muthuswami Divindathi. This is Vasaki's father Nageshan's favorite piece in this repertoire, Akhilandeshwari. The next piece is one that I'm sure a lot of you have heard before, Mamavat Sadajan. This piece was composed by Swati Tirunar. Swati Tirunar Ramavarma was born in the Chera dynasty in about the year 1813. And even when he was in his mother's womb, he was anointed the king. And he was exposed to a lot of education, particularly in the area of arts, as he grew up. And he became very interested, especially in music and poetry, and is known for a wide variety of his compositions. Over 400 of his compositions still survive to today, and are sung or played prolifically within the music world. Unfortunately, Swati Tirunar passed away at a very young age of 33, and so we're missing a lot of other things that he could have created in his lifetime. Mamava Sadajanani is in Ragam Kannada and is in Rupakatalam. Rupakatalam is similar to Aditalam but changes the number of beats that it has. While Aditalam has a total beat count of 8, Rupakatalam has a beat count of 6. And sometimes it's just played that way. So again, it still keeps the 4 beat along, but instead of a total count of 8 beats, it's played with a total count of 6 beats. A small nuance that's thrown into the music. Mamavasada Janani in Kannada, Rupakatalam, composed by Swati. been talking about ragas, and every song I've been giving you what raga it is from. There are, just to give us a small primer, there are 7 basic notes in Indian classical music. Sari, Gama, Pada, Ni. Now, except for the sa and the pa, all the other notes have slight variations. They have 3 variations in each of them, and overall you come up with 16 different notes that actually form 12 unique notes. Dwadasha Swarasthana, 12 unique notes that you can use in Indian classical music. Each song uses a portion of these notes, and only that portion of those notes are present in that song. And that is one of the aspects that make up the raga of that song. Not every raga contains all 7 notes. In fact, all the ragas you see till now may contain less than that. We've played songs that have only 5 of those notes in them and don't even play the other notes. In fact, the song that we started with, the Varna, doesn't have a ma or a da in it. There is a family of ragas that use all 7 notes, and these are called the parent ragas or the Melakatta ragas. There are 72 of these. All the ragas are derived from these ragas and use a portion of those notes, and so each Melakatta ragas has a few child ragas or Janya ragas. Songs you've been listening to till now have all been in Janya ragas or child ragas, which have a different number of notes in them, not all the notes. The next song you're going to hear has all 7 notes. It is from a Melakatta raga, and it's one that a lot of you would have heard this raga somewhere before. The next song is Saroja Dalanitri, and it is in ragam Shankarabharanam, Adidalam, and composed by Sri Shyama Shastri. Saroja Dalanitri. next song is going to be by Tyagaraja. And Tyagaraja wrote a lot of very devotional songs, especially about Lord Rama, who had a very special place in Tyagaraja's heart. And one of the things that you're going to notice in the next song is that he also had a unique signature in some of his songs with the way he used his talam or the beat. So the next song, Rova Bharama, is in Bahudari Ragam and is in Deshadi Talam. Now it is just an Adi Talam, an 8 beat. What is unique about Deshadi Talam is where the song starts. It doesn't start on the samam or on the first beat, but actually starts shifted from the samam. I'm going to ask you all to bear with me. I'm going to actually sing a very small piece. Apologies in advance. I'm just doing this to show you the talam. I know this pitch is going in the back, but it's pretty high for me, so I'm going to sing at my own pitch. Pardon me. So the song Rova Bharama. 1, 2, 3. Rova Bharama. Rova Bharama. Raghurama. Rova Bharama. So you can notice that every time it comes back around, the same gap is there. 1, 2, 3. Rova Bharama. And the ma ends on the next important beat. This was a unique signature of how Tyagaraja used the Aditalam as a Desha Aditalam. And this adds something unique to the music as you're listening to it. And this is also a piece that Vasaki particularly likes, and you will see why she likes it in the way she plays it. She's not going to play the speed at which I sang it. So please enjoy Rova Bharama, Raga Bahudari, Desha Aditalam, composed by Saint Tyagaraja. Tamil song and has an interesting story behind how it came about. Its composer was Gopal Krishna Bharatiyar, and he was a contemporary of Saint Tyagaraja. He was born in 1810, and Tyagaraja lived until 1847. So there were about 37 years where they were both on this earth together. Gopal Krishna Bharatiyar had gone to visit Sri Tyagaraja, and he was sitting and listening to Tyagaraja and his students sing Manasunilpa, which is a song in the Ragam Abodi. He was listening to that for a while, and then he left to take bath in the river Kaveri. And as he was bathing, he was very affected by the song that he heard. And when he was bathing, he said to have composed this next song, Savapati Kiveda Devam Samama, song in Alvari. And then when he went back after his bath to go see Tyagaraja, from which he came from, and then he was told where, he said, "Oh, do you know Gopal Krishna Bharati?" And he said, "I am Gopal Krishna Bharati." And he asked him, "So, have you done any songs in Alvari?" He just finished singing, and Gopal Krishna Bharati sang Savapati Ki to him, which he had just composed. And both of them were very happy coming out of it. So, enjoy Savapati Ki Vedadevam Samanamama, Ragam Avogi, Rupakataram, composed by Gopal Krishna Bharati. I'd like to take a little minute now to introduce the accompanying artists for the Saragatra. I will start with Sri Subramanian Ramakrishnan on Mridangam. Sri Ramakrishnan has been playing Mridangam for a very long time. He's pursued it passionately. He began his Mridangam education under his uncle, Sri R. Hariharan of Kolkata, and now continues to expand his knowledge of Mridangam with Thiruvananthapuram, the Balaji. He has also dabbled in other instruments beyond the Mridangam. Those include things like the Kanjira. Besides performing with a number of musical artists who have come down to South Florida, he also teaches the Mridangam, the youngsters there. And he donates everything that he learns, that he earns from teaching Mridangam to the Shiva Vishnu Temple of South Florida, where he is a trustee for life. On Ghatam, we have Toronto's own Varnan Saranya. Varnan began learning Mridangam from Mridanga Jyoti and Isaikala Bharati, Sujindar Tharmalingam. He learned from him for over 11 years, and then to continue to expand his knowledge, he went to one of his gurus, Sri Neyveli B. Venkatesh. In 2019, Varnan wanted to then broaden himself beyond the Mridangam and wanted to take up the Ghatam, thankfully for us. He started his Ghatam education then under Sri N. Guru Prasad, and you can see how in a period of 4 years he's really flourished in the way he plays the Ghatam. While he was doing all this and learning the Ghatam, he was also a student. He graduated with a bachelor's in computer science in 2020 and then a master's in mathematics in 2023, both from the University of Waterloo. So we talked a lot about ragas, and when a composer writes a song, he chooses the raga very, very carefully. And in fact, when Sri Sanjay Chandran would have put the songs together, the repertoire together for this, he had to place the songs very carefully to make sure the ragas flowed properly from one to another. But why is that so important? There are numerous studies, and I know from personal experience, and I'm sure all of you know, when you listen to certain ragas, you respond to them in a certain way. The ragas evoke emotions in you or moods in you, and that is how you respond to those ragas. And that's why it's so important that you choose the correct raga for a song. The next song is in Vrindavana Saranga, and this song is this ragam is one that is known for bhakti or romance, or Shringara Rasam or Bhakti Rasam. And you've heard this song in a lot of movie songs that it's been used for romance extensively, starting from very old songs like Unnondu Kande from Paditha Bodhuma. Songs like that have leaned on this particular ragam. In the piece that you're going to hear, it's going to emphasize the bhakti aspect of this raga. The song that you're going to hear is Kali Yuga Varadan in Artharam. And this was composed by Periswami Thuran. Periswami Thuran has composed numerous songs in Tamil, and he's very well known among the artists who sing Tamil songs. So, listen to Kali Yuga Varadan. songs are performed exactly as they were composed and performed well that way. And then there's an entire branch of music which is called manodharmam. Manodharmam is improvisation. It is added to the music where the singer or the instrumentalist brings their own imagination, their own musical talent into the basic structure, basic lyrics that the composer has set forth. And the ways in which you see it, you've seen some of this already. I'm just going to expand on this for 30 seconds. If you pick a particular line in a song, the composer himself has said about 4 or 5 different ways in which that particular line is performed. And these are called sangatis. They are variations of how that line is sung or performed, and they're called sangatis. That's from the composer himself. But then the artist can then add many more interpretations of this, of their own, or from their manodharmam, and that is called nero. Then another aspect that you've heard of manodharmam is called kalpanaswaram. Kalpanaswaram is where the artist starts with a portion of the song, a portion of the line, and then uses pure notes and comes back, ties those notes together to come right back to the line that they will play. And the portion of notes that they play start getting more and more complicated and keep getting longer and longer, and adding some called rhythmic sequences or chord-wise into these kalpanaswarams. And that can actually get pretty complicated, because not only do you now have to musically land the kalpanaswarams properly, because as the kalpanaswaram finishes, it has to finish on a note that is adjacent to the note that the pallavi or the line of music starts in. But they also have to be very good at rhythm, because you have to start at the right spot in the talam so that you can finish your kalpanaswaram exactly when the line is going to be started. So you're going to see a lot of aspects of this in the next song that Vasaki is going to play, which is Kapali. I will, a fair warning for people, especially those with little children, this is going to be a longer piece, go closer to about half hour. So be prepared if your children should get restless to take care of them. But we will now move on to Kapali, Radha Mohanam, Aditaram, composed by Vasaki. Kapali.
Namaste to all. My humble pranams to the guest of honor and all the dignitaries present here and all the Rasikas who have come here to support Vasaki on their effort to put up a violin concert. I've been asked to say a few words. I'm new to this country, to this town. I've come from South Florida. My name is Ramakrishnan, and as you probably heard, mathematics is my profession, music is my passion. And I have always pursued music as a passion, and I have really enjoyed sharing whatever little knowledge I've had of this to the young people in the South Florida area and also to the young at heart. So I've had many students there, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I never go out seeking concerts out of the state. I've never done that. Even within the state, I don't travel for concerts because I didn't want to compromise my profession in the process, and I want to keep this a passion. And it has served me very well. By God's grace, I've had the chance to accompany many artists, and I'm very grateful to everyone's blessings for that opportunity. It's through these classes that I conducted at the Shiva Vishnu temple for many years, and sending the proceeds to from the classes to the temple. It's through that I got to meet Mahesan, Manohari, Vasagan and Vasaki when they had moved from Toronto, and they wanted lessons in music. They were seeking a violin teacher. Sanjay was a very good friend of mine, and Guru Sanjay, but I call him Sanjay, and he was a very good friend of mine, so I recommended that, and a decade later, here we are. What impressed me at that time, we have had many students, and not too many come to a stage where they can do that because there are a lot of challenges along the way. The greatest challenges many times presented by the parents themselves who don't understand the challenges involved here and the expectations and so on. But in this case, Vasaki and Vasagan are blessed with parents who are willing to give anything to the kids learning. I'm so happy. In fact, I was so humbled by their reverence and respect that when they asked me if I can come and accompany Vasaki here, even though I had never traveled outside the state, I could not bring myself to say no. When somebody charms you with such devotion, how can you say no? This was in 2020. I was much younger then. And then 3 years later, so the pandemic came and disrupted everybody's life. And 3 years later, they said, we are going to try again. And how could I say no again? And so I said, okay, let's come here and see how this experience is. And I'm so grateful to you all to invite me because, as they say, everything is a learning experience. I learned so much about the community over here, how it approaches the art and the artists, how dedicated they are. I've met a wonderful family of not just the parents and grandparents of Vasaki and Vasagan, their aunts, uncles, their grandparents, everybody, their cousins, everyone is cheering for them. And they gave us the royal treatment over here. And I'm so happy that I'm able to experience all this. Why I'm saying all this is the support of the parents. Of course, the first important thing for any progress is the student must be interested in the art, must get interested on one's own, not through pushing, and must need the support of the family. And in this case, Vasaki took full advantage of the fact that she's interested, and the parents gave her full support. Vasaki, you're very fortunate. I thought your parents were very supportive. When I came here, I saw that your entire clan is extremely supportive. Now I see the whole town is extremely supportive of you. So you have no excuse now not to continue this, further your knowledge, and keep this as a companion for the rest of your life. Our best wishes to you in Berkeley. Never let that stop you. I also went through a lot of studies over here and struggles and so on. I was not even at the stage you are in with my mridangam, but I still had my instrument always as my companion with me. And so many years later, I'm still learning. And that's what we can do. The learning is an endless process, and I wish you all success. And I'm so grateful to everyone here. I should really commend Guru Sanjay Chandran for the wonderful job he has done. I know how much work it involves. For a student coming with not much of a musical background, there are a lot of baby steps to take care of. And Sanjay, you have done an awesome job. Vasaki, you are extremely lucky. Continue your lessons. Keep your learning going. My best wishes and blessings.
Things that I have always been jealous of people for are the people who can listen to a song and immediately say what raga the song is. And that becomes something that people wear as a badge of honor that they're able to do that. The question is, how are they able to do that? How are they able to immediately hear a song and say, oh, that's in this style? All of it comes down to recognizing patterns in the music or phrases in the music, some small portions of the tune that sound very familiar to another song that you know, and that you know the ragam of. So that's how you start. You know the ragams of a few songs. You say, hey, this song sounds like that other one, and I know that other one is Mohan Ragam, so this one is also a Mohan Ragam. It's a tough skill to build up. It's one that I struggle with. I'll kind of try to do a little bit of the inverse for you for a second. So for the next piece, the ragam that is in, I'm going to sing the Arohanam. Arohanam is the ascending scale of the ragam. So when anytime the music goes in ascending scale, meaning the pitch keeps going up, the notes come in a certain order. So for the next ragam, it is Sa Ga Re Ma Pa Ni Sa. So the question is, do you recognize a movie song that sounds like that? Yeah, exactly, right? So it sounds exactly like Kandu Gonde, right? So now you know that Kandu Gonde is the same ragam as this song that's going to be played. You do this often and you slowly develop that skill to the point now you don't even have to connect to a different song. Just by the phrase you know the ragam immediately. So this next song, Maladya Vakintara, is in Narinakanti. It's Desha, and from what I told you in the first half, you know Desha is the signature of Saint Kyaranja. Maladya. And now we come to the, I'll call it the pièce de résistance of the show, the part where the artist, especially at an arcade really gets to demonstrate her skill level and show why her teacher said she was worthy of doing an arcade. And that is the Ragam Tanu Pallavi. So the Ragam Tanu Pallavi, I'll give you a very quick description of it so that you can get back to listening to music. It consists of three parts, Ragam, Tanam and Pallavi. The Ragam part is like the Alapana that you heard before, which is basically it consists of the instrumentalist or the vocalist expanding on a particular raga, showing their expertise in all the individual unique phrases that are used in the raga, and really showing the depth of their knowledge of that raga. This is followed by the Tanam. The Alapana has no rhythm to it, and when we get to the Tanam, now you start adding rhythm to it. It's typically called a Tanam because when vocalists sing it, they use the syllables, Tanam, Dum. These are syllables they use when they sing it, and now it takes the Raga Alapana and adds a rhythm feature to it as well, or a Taram feature to it as well. And it's typically brisk, very fast, and the same thing applies to the violin as well. If you've noticed the bows, the way she moves the bow is equal to the syllables that a vocalist would sing. And it finally ends with a Pallavi, where there is one line of song, which then Vasaki will do different melodic interpretations of that line of song, adding a lot of embellishments to that line of song, and adding a kalpana swaram at the end as well, which you saw in the first half too. In this particular case, that line of song is going to be from a Adrichila Kriti, Malakavalli, and you will see her get to that. And at the end, you'll see a little bit. We saw at the beginning, the last piece of the first half, we saw a Thani Avartana, where the percussionists got to display the beauties of the rhythm that they use. And this, you'll see a little bit of that at the very end, where you'll see some chords that the percussionists will also perform. So sit back and enjoy the Ragam Tanam Pallavi in Indore. We are honored to have with us today our chief guest, Sangeeta Vidwan, Srimati Tanadevi Mitradeva. Before I invite her up on stage to say a few words, I just want to give a brief introduction of her. Srimati Tanadevi Mitradeva is the founder and artistic director of Shruti Laya Fine Arts Academy and has been in the field of performing and teaching violin and vocal for over 55 years now. She holds both a master's degree in music and also has an honorary doctorate. As you can imagine, over that long and accomplished career, she has taught in a wide variety of places, including as a lecturer at the Jaffna University. She's taught violin and vocal at the Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society and is currently serving as a music consultant for the India Dance, Music and Theatre Academy at Winnipeg in Manitoba. She herself has performed around the world and has won a number of awards and titles. Most recently, she has received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Dancing Damsels here in Toronto. But the other thing that also makes her proud is that a lot of her students from this long career are now very accomplished performers and teachers all over the world. Please join me in welcoming Srimati Vasaki Violin.
Namaskaram to everyone. This evening is very rewarding for the family and also to the Guru. Actually, this is the first time I am listening to Vasaki's violin play. And I know her cousin Ajanta Nagaraja, who is my student also, and Vasaki Nagaraja only introduced me to Vasaki's mom, and she asked me whether I could come and give her my blessings, a few words at this occasion. Thank you, Mr. Krishna Kumar, for giving an introduction about me. Actually, when I say Arangetam means he has explained a lot about the program, about the pieces what she was playing and she's going to play. Arangetam means we all know that it is Arang means Medai, Etram, Ervadu, Arangetam. And today, Vasaki, she had the opportunity to be on the stage with Vidwan's Mridangam Srinivasan Ramakrishnan. Yeah. And also Ghatam, Toronto guest, Varnan Sarangan. And I'm so happy to hear her playing. I know violin playing is not easy because I'm a violinist. I know how much of practice we have to take even to do the bowing. And she has a lovely bowing style, Mrs. Sanjay, Guru Sanjay Chandra. And hats off to you. To bring a child, to bring a student, to bring an artist to the stage is not an easy thing. And especially violin, as all of you know, we say it's a blunt instrument. It has no frets like veena or anything, but only if you have good ear, you can play the violin. And I hope she is blessed to have such a wonderful jnanam and talanyanam. And I could see her bowing style is so nice. I don't know which style, Mrs. Sanjay, you Dwaran style? Pardon me? Oh yeah. It's wonderful. And she is very confident in the playing. Each and every ragam, each and every piece she played. And I don't need to explain to you, Mr. Krishna Kumar has explained to you about the pieces what she was doing, and he was giving a good introduction about each and every piece and about the tahat. I just want to comment, say a few words about what she was doing today. I think the first piece she took Varnam Hasadhinarna in Redakala, both speeds, and from that time, from when she played the Varnam, I know that she is a good one. She is going to be a good one. Don't think that this is the first stage you have gone, and you will have to go many stages. I know though I have been playing for so many years, still when I go to the stage, I'm scared to be on the stage. Don't think that Vidwans or whoever it is, because stage is a stage, because we have to satisfy the audience. If we don't satisfy the audience, we are not a musician. Today, although this is the first time for her, she is satisfied all of us with her playing. And she started with Hansudani Varnam in both speeds. And the second piece she played is the Sri Krishna Aryan, and it is a beautiful piece. And she played the violin very well on that piece. And the third piece I have to comment that the MC commented that she played Akhilandeshwari, and her father's favorite piece I heard. It is my favorite piece also. It is my favorite piece also. Because in my life I have a story behind Akhilandeshwari Kriti, but I don't want to reveal that here. Every performance, solo performance when I play, I never miss Akhilandeshwari. Because as a goddess, she has blessed me when I practiced Akhilandeshwari once. It's a long story. I have shared this with my senior students. And each and every performance, solo performance, when I go to the stage, I never miss Akhilandeshwari, even though it is a half an hour program. I play the Sangatis once, and do the Kriti. You are a blessed child. Keep going. And then Mr. Krishna Kumar mentioned that about the violin, that Balaswami Dikshidhar, Muthuswami Dikshidhar's brother, brought that into Carnatic style, and because he was in the north playing orchestras, and then he thought, why not we introduce that to our tradition, and then he played. And the history says that a lady played violin in 13th century. This Muthuswami Dikshidhar's time was 18th century, and I read it in some books that in the 13th century, in the place Thirumakootalu, a lady played the violin, and there's a proof with a photo. The musicologist, Professor Sambamurthy, has written in his book about this lady playing the violin. So the violin should have been played even before 18th century. Maybe due to some reasons, it is been they didn't continue it, and then the history says now from Western. Actually, violin is a Western instrument, as all of you know. Then it came to Carnatic music in the 18th century, and during that time, from that time, it's popularized. And without a violin, there is no kacheri here, dance kacheri or any kacheris. So we are proud. I am also proud to say that she plays the violin. I am a violinist. And the next piece I must say, she played the Mamasaga Janani. It's a lovely raga, Kannada. And it is, she played ragam. You played a ragam a little, and so on also. And it was nice. And the other piece she played, I think Sarvadharanitri in the ragam Shankarabharana. And it is a very, very traditional piece. You played that so well. And of course, the Pakar team, I don't need to say, Mr. Balak Ramakrishnan. Yes, I'm sorry because you are new to me, and then, Varman I know, Varna Chananga. And then, and it was really, really nice. Your Shankarabharana rendering. Yeah. And then Dhruv Varma in Bahudari Raga. It's that piece also, because it's a piece, most of the violinists, they know Dhruv Varma, Dhruv Varma, Malayali Kinchara, because those pieces are very unique pieces for violin playing. And she plays so well. It was very good. Vasaki. And I think at Tamil number you took place, the Sabhabati there in Samanamahama. It is Gopal Bhattacharya song. And of course, the next piece she played is Kali Yuga Varada. And it's a very catchy ragam, and that also it was so nice when he played. Yeah, I enjoy each and every piece. I enjoy. I just wanted, since I am called to say a few words about the program. So then Kavali and Kavali. For Kavali, both the melodies and Sarang and Gatani Outram, it was good. Nade Vedam and everything. It was so nice. It was so nice. And finally, and after Kapadi, I think Kayatna, then we came to Ragam Tanpali. Wasn't it we played after Kapadi? Manigala teacher, yeah, that I have told before. It's actually it's an instrumental piece. Of course, all the violins, most of the violins, they know the piece they know. And the Ragam Tanpali. Mohan, it was wonderfully and it was very nice. And the Tanas, I thought you would play more. I was waiting. But it was short and sweet, nice. Ragam and then the Korapu, everything was nice. And what do I say again? Vasaki, you have a bright future. And you have a blessed child, you have a stop. As I told you earlier, this is your first stage, and you have to go second stage, third, fourth, arangu. Thousands of arangu you have to go through. Then only you will know what is music. From the first arangu, from the first murder, you won't know what it is. Second murder, you will know, okay, I have to do some more. Third murder, again. So, hundreds and thousands, you have to continue because God has given this art to you. Because music, violin or veena or fine arts, kalai or imbam, these fine arts, because nowadays the parents might regret, oh, I didn't learn violin, I didn't learn vocal, I didn't learn music. You have these opportunities now, even in Toronto. Lot of students, lot of parents, they regret. They all talk to me, teacher, we didn't have the opportunity to learn in our country or because we didn't have time at that time when we had a lot of struggles, and now you have a lot of opportunities. Your parents are ready to bring you for classes. I do advise each and every time. You have to, even if you are busy with your studies, don't give up this art. This is given by God, God's given art. So, the parents, please do encourage your children or your relations, relatives to go to your gurus and continue your art. If you have started this art, if you have started your children, if you have asked your children to do it, don't give up this. And I would advise Vasaki also to continue this art, even though you go to college or you go to university. Find some time. Don't say, I always say to your teacher, we have no time. No. If you want to have a little time, you can have a little time. So please do, because we have come to this level. And if you don't continue this art, it's a sin, I think. If I say. So I hope you will continue this art and come to Toronto. You will come with your gurus, Mr. Balakrishnan, Ramakrishnan, and please And as you all know, I have a school. We arrange programs for the younger kids, and I like to promote their arts within the younger generation. So whenever you come to Toronto again, we make you play again, and you're in the stage. You can come with your favorite music. And what else? Thank you for inviting me, Manohari, and through Vasanti Nagaja, she introduced Manohari to me. And thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. And thanks to the Guru again. And I wish you all the best. Thank you. And of course, the recordings I'm going to say again and again. Both of you did very well on stage. Yeah.
We talked about the format of Kacheri right at the beginning of the program. And typically after the Radhata and Pallavi, what follows is a lighter portion of the Kacheri. In typical Kacheri, the Vidwan would sing tukadas or small pieces of kritis and popular songs. And we're going to move into that portion. We're going to move into a composer that pretty much everyone who loves summer knows very well. A writer who is very accomplished, Bharatiya, Subramanian Bharatiya. He wrote a wide variety of songs, Sudandhira Padalgal, he wrote Kannan Padalgal, Shakti Padalgal, and one of the genres that I really like are the Kannamma Padalgal. A lot of songs that he wrote with the words Kannamma in there. Everyone has talked about who that Kannamma is that he's talking about, whether it's Devi Krishna, and I prefer to think of the version which says there is Chelamma, which is his wife, who he refers to as Kannamma in his song. So the next piece is Chinnanjirikiriye Kannamma by Bharatiya. It's a Ragamanita, every verse is in a different raga. The talam is an eka talam with a tishra gati. So just to add a little bit on that, an eka talam is just very common. And tishra gati, that means each beat becomes a tishra or a three. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can recognize that rhythm when the song is played. by Rajaji. This song has a beautiful story behind it. I will tell you that short summary of the story. Rajaji was traveling and he was in Tiruchanur, which is near Tirupati, and he heard that a Panchama, or what we know as an untouchable, had been arrested for running into the temple. And when he heard more about the story, this is someone who had been coming to the temple for years and years and always worshipped from outside. But finally he was overcome by devotion, ran into the temple and was arrested. Rajaji himself, a lawyer, went in and on his appeal spoke up on his behalf to get his acquittal. And he then wrote this song. And this song is from the point of view of a devotee who is unable to go in and see the God, who is always standing outside. But this is not a devotee who is asking for anything. It's instead a devotee who says, I have no problems. Oh Krishna, you're taking care of me so well. You're standing there, you're hidden from me, but don't worry, I have nothing that I want in life. Kurayondrumillai is also Ragamalika and is an Aditalam written by Rajaji. Talk about ragas creating moods, and every time I hear that song, the way that it has been said, is the bhakti is so obvious in it, it makes everyone feel it. The next song is another Bharatiya song. It's now a Kannamma Padal. It's a Kannan Padal. You'll be listening to Tiyaga Viliyattu today. This song is also a Ragamalika, and it's also an Ekatalam, but with a Khandamani. And just as ragas create moods, the talam that you use also creates a mood. And Khandam is particular, which is a 5-beat. Khandam in particular creates a very peppy mood. very happy mood. And the Kata is just so there's a 5 beat going on throughout 100. Another Bhartiya song. Vasaki's guru, Sri Sanjay Chandran, up on stage. Just a few words about him. Sri Sanjay Chandran received his classical music education in Carnatic music from late Sri K. Shivakumar and late Srimati T.R. Balamani, and in Hindustani music from Sri D.K. Patnaik in Mumbai. Even when he was young, he was a precocious talent, and he has received the very prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Award for Best Musician Under 21, and also received scholarships from CCRT in India. But he's grown his music well beyond Indian classical and performs more world music as well nowadays, and collaborates with artists in various genres such as contemporary jazz, where he has collaborated with numerous leading jazz musicians, Celtic music, Middle Eastern music, and many other genres. He has performed jugalbandis in Indian classical music with percussionists like Ronu Majumdar. He has also started bands which are like Global Rhythms, which is a 9-piece instrument band, and then Third Alignment with leading musicians as well. He has also released a number of very successful CDs with his music, both world music and Indian music. And as you can imagine, he's performed all over the world, and he now teaches in Florida, where he has a number of students, but from Florida he teaches people worldwide, especially the aspect of monodharma, improvisation of music in things like alapana, neraval, things that you, kalpanaswaras, things that you heard today. He also has a 501c3 organization, a charitable organization called Florida Finance, that he wants to grow this art within the United States and Canada. Along with all of this, he is also a very accomplished engineer, receiving his bachelor's from IIT Bombay and his master's from Penn State University, and he's currently a CEO of a health devices company in Florida. Please welcome.
Thank you, KK, for introducing me. Namaskaram and good evening to our esteemed guest of honor, Tanadevi Mitradeva, our esteemed artists on stage, my student Vasaki, my dear friend Anandangam, Dr. S. Ramakrishnan, and my new friend Adagaram that I met in the last couple of months, Varman Adagaram. Please. So I was planning to speak for maybe 5 minutes, but half of what I wanted to say got said by Ramakrishnan. So now I get to speak really half. So I first want to thank Vasaki's first guru, Adirai Sivabalan Roshan, for initiating her interest in violin, giving her the formative training before she moved from Toronto to South Florida. So her journey with Indian classical and Carnatic violin in South Florida began on October 6th of 2011, when her parents, Manohari and Mason, brought little Vasaki with a half-size violin to my house. And almost 12 years of unwavering commitment, hard work, dedication, and passion for the art from not just only Vasaki, but her parents, and I got to see that passion and support from all her family here in Toronto over the last few days, and I continue to see that today from our friends, everybody that's here cheering her. Thanks to all of that, Vasaki has blossomed into an accomplished musician, violinist, who is continuing to ascend, learn new skills, appreciate the art form, and grow into more of a complete musician, not just a violinist. So I have to thank her parents, her supportive family, and Vasaki also for her hard work in getting to this stage. When you have a committed student and support system like that, it's actually not that difficult being a guru. While I really appreciate our guest of honors, she said, I think she's right. Violin is not an easy instrument. It requires a lot of work. Guru had a lot of work in shaping the talent of the student and skills on the violin. But in Vasaki's case, I think her unwavering commitment, passion, interest, even if I forgot to inform them about the class time on the weekend, I will get a text from either her or her mom asking what time is the class this Sunday. Okay, so that's the kind of commitment that I saw from her and her family, and that's why she's able to play for 3 hours today in front of all of you. So actually the Arangetram was planned for 2020 summer, right? And COVID hit and the Arangetram could not happen. So 3 years later, the Arangetram happened. But I can tell you this, besides Vasaki and our accompanist Ramakrishnan, is that her repertoire has changed. It changed almost 80%. What was planned for Arangetram in 2020, especially the main pieces, were completely different from what she played today. So it shows you that the trend continues to grow, the talent, the maturity, everything continues to grow. And as a result, I feel like she performed 2 Arangetrams. She practiced so hard and learned all the repertoire for her supposed Arangetram in 2020. And then when that didn't happen, I told Vasaki, well, a year later, it was not fair if you just play that again after 2-3 years, because you're now much more skilled and much more versatile. So now the repertoire changed to include more advanced pieces, more advanced monodharmam, and so the journey was a little bit more challenging for her with COVID, her high school demands, and she's come out with flying colors. I'm very happy to say that I'm a guru and I was part of her journey for the last 12 years, and I hope I can be a meaningful part of the musical journey for many, many more years to come. I wish her the very best. Hope you continue music and blaze new trails in California and at the university and other places. And I'm very excited for your continued growth, Vasaki, in music. Without much ado, I think it was getting late. I think we need to hear all the remaining 2-3 songs. So I thank you for all coming to the program today. And before I leave the stage, I want to present this plaque to Vasaki commemorating her Arangetram and her fine achievement today on stage. So this plaque is from Florida Fine Arts, and it reads, "By authority of the Board of Trustees and upon recommendation of the faculty, Florida Fine Arts confers upon Vasaki Mahesan on successful graduation from the Carnatic Violin program, with all the honors, rights and privileges thereto pertaining here and elsewhere. Given by the Florida Fine Arts at Boca Raton, Florida, on the 22nd day of July, 2023.
Vasaki will now play an English note. This is by dedication of the Muthaiya Bhagavatar, and this was actually created by him when he was challenged by an Englishman to create music that is in their style. Interestingly, the same note and pretty much the same incident was also used in Tila Namo Nambar when the Englishman asked Shivaji Ganeshan to play Nadaswaram for the Englishmen to dance, and they dance a waltz to this beautiful note composed by dedication of the Muthaiya Bhagavatar. If you want to look at it from an Indian raga standpoint, it's like a Chakravaranam. From a note Western standpoint, it's a note in C major. So you can think about it either way. And you will recognize the free beat that's behind this song, an English note.
Being up on the stage in front of you all and performing for the past few hours has truly been a dream come true. But this event wouldn't have been possible without the help of so many people. So before performing my last song, I'd like to thank some people. First and foremost, to my parents, Amma and Appa. Thank you so much for your support throughout not just this whole education process, but also in every part of my life. I wouldn't be the person that I am today without you both. Amma, you've worked as hard, if not harder than me, to make this day possible, from endless phone calls, intense shopping, and tons of organizing. Thank you for all that you do. Appa, I genuinely don't know anyone else that can manage to maintain a smile like you do while I continue to deplete your bank account. So, a huge shout out to you and your credit card for making this event possible. On a serious note, without your constant support and everything that I pursue, I don't know where I'd be, so thank you. I'm so grateful to have such amazing parents. They've sacrificed everything to stay confident. To my brother, my Anna, thank you for being you. I appreciate you, and especially all of our inside jokes. There's no one else I'd rather laugh uncontrollably with at the worst possible times. And this whole process has been exhaustive, but throughout it all, I knew I could count on you for some comedic relief. Granted, most of the time I laugh at you and not with you, but it gets the job done. In all seriousness, though, thank you for being an amazing brother, but more importantly, an amazing friend throughout this whole process. I know I can always count on you to have my back, so thank you. To my guru, Sanjay Uncle, thank you for making me the violinist that I am today and will continue to be. I've been learning violin from you for almost 12 years now, and it has truly been such an amazing experience. And I know that I'm not always the best student, so thank you for your patience over the years. Anyone who has seen you play the violin has seen your true love for it through the smile you always have, and it just really is inspiring to watch you play the violin. As many changes as I go through, violin has been a constant for the majority of my life, and I'm so grateful to have such a passionate guru that's been able to guide me through this journey. Thank you. To Ramakrishnan Uncle, who accompanied me on the Nirvanam today, thank you so much for your unwavering support throughout my whole violin journey. Ramakrishnan Uncle is actually the first Carnatic musician I met when I moved to Florida, and he's also the person who introduced me to Sanjay Uncle, so thank you. The advice you've given me this past year has helped me navigate through this process, and you always remind me to be confident, and that has helped me become a better violinist. And I'm so grateful that you're with me on stage today, as this performance wouldn't have been the same without you. And Papa and Priya as well, thank you so much for coming. You both have been so supportive in preparing me for this day, and I'm so grateful for that. Raghunandan, who accompanied me on the Garam today, thank you for all of your support, from helping me by putting talam during our practices, and always reassuring me throughout our practices. Thank you for making me comfortable performing on such a large stage today. inspiring to hear another young Carnatic musician play an instrument, and I'm so grateful to have had you by my side for this performance. To the chief guest, Dr. Dhanadari teacher, thank you so much for attending my Arangetram. It's so inspiring to hear from such an experienced violinist, and I'm so grateful for your blessings, and I hope you enjoyed my performance so far. To Tirumati Adhara Senapal and Arkan, thank you for being here today. You're my first violin teacher from when I first began learning violin at 4 years old, back when I lived in Canada. And although I don't remember a lot from when I lived here, I'll never forget my first violin class. And I'm so glad that you're here today. To Krishna Kumar Uncle, thank you for being an amazing MC. I know how busy you are, so I really appreciate you being here, and this program wouldn't have run this smoothly without all of your help. Lata, thank you for being here today. I always hear you listening to Carnatic music, and it's made me form a deeper appreciation for it. And I hope I've made you proud today. Pati, I'm missing you the most today, and I'm sad that you weren't able to join me, but I know you'll be watching this recording over and over again. When Pati was in Florida earlier this year, she would drop whatever she was doing when I picked up my violin, and she'd start playing the talam. Although it's unfortunate she couldn't join me here today, I'm glad that she was able to attend my first engagement rehearsal. And Amma in the video, I'm sad that you weren't able to make it, but I always enjoy playing the violin for you on video call, and I hope you enjoyed this recording. And Amma, although you're not with us, we all think of you often, especially today. A huge thank you to everyone who came from Florida as well, the Bakar Uncle, Shivani, Auntie, Listener, and Halima. Thank you for your years of friendship and the hours of travel that you've all gone through to make it here today. Sarah and Uncle, Anjali, thank you so much for coming here today. I'm so glad the both of you could make it here, and I can't wait to see Anjali perform at her engagement very soon. And to my South Florida Tamil community, of course, that flew all the way over here, Murama Uncle, Devikanti, Divyaka, Shivaramanna, Sundar Uncle, Manju Auntie, Tavam Uncle, Kumar Auntie, Varan Uncle, and Prakashmi Auntie, thank you for coming here today. And of course, Prananana, who came here from New York. If anyone has seen a video of me performing the violin on Facebook or YouTube, then you probably also know Prananana, because he's the person who always accompanies me on Nirdanam. And I'm so glad you're here today. I'm so grateful for the South Florida Tamil community that has helped me embrace my culture. And I'm so glad you all can make it here today. The community you all have fostered has been so supportive of my journey in Carnatic violin and has helped provide an outlet not just for me to perform violin at our yearly concerts, but to connect with our culture. So we may not be related, you all are family to me, and I hope you all know how much I appreciate all of you and your constant words of encouragement. Thank you all so much for all your hospitality, all of your help during the rehearsals, and all the arrangements you all made to make all of this run so smoothly. This wouldn't have been possible without all of your help. And a huge thank you to all of my family and friends who reached out to me and my parents and asked us if we need help with anything. We really do appreciate it. And last but most definitely not least, thank you to all of you here today. From both near and far, I'm so grateful that you're all here to help me celebrate this accomplishment. And I feel nothing but gratitude for every one of you here. And I'm so glad to be able to share this moment with you all. If there's anything I've learned through this process, it's that your goals are worth fighting for. And as Sanjay Uncle said, my engagement was supposed to take place in 2020. However, due to COVID, we had to reschedule all of this to today. And truthfully, these past few years have been a bit exhausting and frustrating, especially this past year, with the busyness of balancing schoolwork, applying to universities, and being involved in my communities. It was getting difficult to stay focused and find time to concentrate on practicing violin. And when people told me it would take my blood, sweat, and tears to accomplish this, I didn't think that they meant it literally. But as I stand here with a lack of blood flow in my legs, a sweat-stained starry blouse, and a violin with tears on it from some rather frustrating practices, I can assure you that the phrase kinda is true. But despite that, as I stand in front of you all and today and reflect back on all of that, it's amazing to feel how rewarding this experience really has been. If I could go back in time and tell my younger self that I'd be completing a violin at a midterm, I would have believed it. I've learned so much throughout this whole process, and I'm so grateful for every experience I've had. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I can't wait to see what the future holds in my violin journey. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite my parents to the stage.
Thank you for everyone for being here today. We appreciate all your support in making this event possible today. Thank you, Another Express for the videography and Somana for photography. Thank you, Southern Aroma for the catering, and we all enjoyed appetizer. We are excited to try your dinner as well. Thank you, MJ Events planners, for all the stage decorations. Jayakumar, thank you for all your help in making arrangements for this event. The Regional Center for Performing Arts staff has also been so helpful making this event run smoothly. So thank you to all for you and the sound and lighting team as well. And of course, the huge thanks goes to Vasaki's Guru Sanjay and the Mridangam accompaniment and Vasaki's Guru Dr. Ramakrishnan and the Gadam accompaniment Varman. You have supported Vasaki throughout this journey, and we are so grateful for that. We are so thankful for all the help you have provided to make this event possible. Thank you.
Thank you all coming today for Vasaki's Violin Arrangement. I also want to thank a couple of my friends. Sandra Nayaki Natia Kovil, founder and director, Pumulali. She helped me a lot. Every time I call from Florida, she arranged all the stage decoration, anything I want. If I give a call, she supported me so much. Thank you, Puma. I know you are here today. Thank you so much. Jaykumarana, I really appreciate. Whenever I give call, he always he helped us so much. Jaykumarana, Ponaka, thank you so much for all the help. Vasanthi Akka and Naindrana, I call Nan Vasanthi Akka call Vani Vasanthi Akka Chief Guest Dr. Kanada Mitra Deva Arangatapika Kupra Vanuan Sonabodu, Vasanthi Akka teacher Rich Pani, number Lamarate, all the arrangements you did. Thank you so much, Vasanthi Akka and Naindrana. And நாங்கள் ஃப்ளோரிடாவிலிருந்து அழைப்புதல் மாமியும் வருத்தமாக இருந்தவா எங்களுடைய அழைப்புதல் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டாக தான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து சேர்ந்தது. அழைப்புதலை ஏற்று இங்கே வருகை வந்த அனைவருக்கும் எங்கள் குடும்பத்தின் சார்பில் மனமார்ந்த நன்றிகள். Thank you so much, Vivaha, Shivangi, Lalima, Disney. They came from Florida. Thank you very much. Florida and the Tamil community, I know it's so far. And our friends, thank you very much. And Florida இருந்தும் இங்க எங்களுடைய ப்ரோக்ராம் ரெக்கமெண்ட் ஆசைப்பட்டது எங்களோட ஃபேமிலி ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இங்கே இருக்கிற நிறைய பேர் உங்கள் எல்லோரையும் இன்வைட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக எங்களுடைய அழைப்பை ஏற்று இங்கே வருகை தந்த அனைவருக்கும் எங்கள் குடும்பத்தின் சார்பில் மனமார்ந்த நன்றி. வாசகியின் குரு திரு சஞ்சய் சந்திரன் அவர்கள். சஞ்சய் சந்திரன் அவர்கள் ஒரு நாளும் நான் காலையில் அவர் குரூப் கிளாஸ் எடுத்தார். personal class மாதிரி தான் 12 வருஷமும் வாசகி திரு சஞ்சய் அவர்களிடம் படித்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். Every day, even though வாசகி வடிவா செய்தாலும் every கிளாஸுக்கு போயில கமகம் அதெல்லாம் every day அவர் புதுசு புதுசாக சொல்லிக் கொடுத்தார் every கிளாஸில். தேங்க்யூ சஞ்சய் திரு சஞ்சய் சந்திரன் அவர்கள் வாசகி குரு அவருக்கு சப்போர்ட் இல்லாமல் வாசகி இன்றைக்கு இப்படி பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்க இயலாது. தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். Swapna is not here, but thank you Swapna also for everything. Dr. Ramakrishnan uncle and Padmaka, thank you for coming today. எங்களை அழைப்பை ஏற்று டோர்கால இருந்து இங்கே வந்து எங்களோட இருந்து எல்லாம் செய்ததுக்கு தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். டாக்டர் ராமகிருஷ்ணன் அங்கிள் சீனியர் ஆர்டிஸ்ட், நான் வாசைக்கு பக்கவாத்தியம் நீங்கள் ப்ளே பண்ண வர வேணும்னு கேட்டு அது ஓமன்னு சொல்லி வந்ததுக்கு ஐ ரியலி அப்ரிஷியேட். Varnan, thank you so much Varnan. Varnan floor-ல எங்களை ப்ராக்டிஸ் எல்லாம் நடந்தது. அந்த ஃப்ளோர்லாக்கு வந்து வாசையோட ப்ராக்டிஸுக்கு எல்லாம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் Varnan. Varnனை எங்களுக்கு இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணது ஜெயக்குமார் அண்ணா தான். Varnனை நாங்கள் கேட்ட பொழுது நம்பர் எடுத்து Varnன் அம்மா அப்பா இங்கே இருக்கணும் ரூபி சாரங்கன் அண்ணா. தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். சாரங்கன் அண்ணா ஹெல்ப் ரிஹர்சலுக்கெல்லாம் மைக் சிஸ்டம் அதற்கெல்லாம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணவர். தேங்க்யூ சாரங்கன் அண்ணா. ரூபியக்கா நானும் அவன் ரூபியக்காவும் இப்போ வெரி குட் ஃப்ரெண்ட். வாசனை இந்த வயலின் அரங்கேற்றத்துக்கு பிறகு தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். After the program, Vasaki is going to play a couple of other songs. After that, please enjoy the dinner too. Thank you.
that, we now come to the last song of this program, which will also act as the marker. We've gone through a number of composers today. The one remaining composer is the Pitama of Carnatic music, Purandaradasa. This is a beautiful piece by Purandaradasa. We've also heard songs in different languages. The one South Indian language which is also still missing is Kannada. And so we will listen to Purandaradasa's Bhagya Lakshmi Varama in Sri Ragam and Adhikar. Following that, there is dinner served outside. So please head towards dinner. There will be a limited opportunity for a few photographs here, and then we will have dinner outside. Bhagya Lakshmi Varama.
Thank you.